from David Ellard, who's on the rookie list. And he found Fisher between two cats. Short bets. The required 20. And now the pass inside 50 and Hunt back in the hole. Harry Taylor. What a night at the office he's having. 22 possessions for HT. Corey. Lonergan all the way up from full forward.
I guess to explain a little bit more, I reckon that last time coming in he had 6 guys on the lead, which meant that if the ball goes to ground, there's no one there to support.
Chris Johnson had that. Rook stole it from him, and that's top class from Max Rook.
That is a fantastic finish from Max Rook. He was out of position. He'd been worked under the ball. But then have a look at this for a second effort. This is what we're talking about when you've got to keep yourself in the contest and say, always look to contribute. He gets worked under the ball here. Johnson's got him cold, doesn't take the ball cleanly. Rook knocks it out, picks up his own crumb, and then snaps a great goal.
Max Rook. It's amazing to think his father wrote a letter to the club asking them to give him a go, and they put him on the rookie list. He's grown into an outstanding player. 112 games now for the Cats.
There's a great lesson there for Johnson as well. He had 9/10 of that, and yet it still cost him a goal.
The handball came from Hadley. David Ellard couldn't break through the Gary Ablett tackle. But what a night at the office for David Ellard, rookie-less player on Gary Ablett Jr. Can't lay that tackle decisively on Hadley. McKenna, drag down tackle, ball spills to Betts. Armfield.
Another shoulder injury from a slam tackle.
Not 20 as Garland pops this up in the air. Kelly stood his ground, not paid the mark, of course. Throws it out. David Johnson and Grigg see it out of play. How's the shoulder, Jared?
Well, I think he may just be winded, but Cameron Clegg certainly went down. It was only one movement, so it was a legal tackle. But he was on the ground for a fair period of time.
Kelly again. Tenace. As we mentioned, only played the one game last year, so playing for his footy life. Kane Tenace doing okay again tonight. Scott Simpson couldn't mark. Ball out of play. 48 plays, 25.
In fact, it was Simon Wiggins that was involved in that tackle.
Oddens with the palm. Ling. Quick give. Corey. And Thornton got back. Steve Johnson, a little chin music.
Been good again, Brett Thornton. He's assumed a different role with the Blues. He doesn't play on the key forwards anymore. Tends to play on the smaller players, and they look to go through him when they come out of defence.
Russell got it from Armfield, gives it on. Wiggins. Cloak wants it toward the square. Now he leads for it front and square. Not given. Short. That's okay. So Yaron tucked into the pocket. Chris Yaron, another one of the Blues who are yet to play a home and away game. Playing 6 rookies tonight, Carlton. 6 players without senior game experience.
Tough kick from this pocket. A little bit of breeze in his face.
Didn't play last week against the Hawks, Chris Yaron. Starting to find the little, and that comes back. Oh. That's dynamite from there.
Double dynamite, Dwayne. Jason and I were down there earlier. If the wind's the same, we sort of commented that it was almost impossible from on the 50. There's Brett Thornton, who's doing that sweeping role and doing it really successfully. And I think everyone's happy that he stopped there because it was looking a bit dangerous. But here is the young high draftee, Chris Yaron, and he has just popped that through to make this a pretty interesting match.
Could be one of the Cinderella stories of the season this year, Chris Yaron. Tough life as a kid. Father's watching this game from a jail in WA. But footy has resurrected their lives, and let's hope the Cinderella story will have a nice ending for Chris Yaron and his family this year.
Tell you what, Carlton can organise a 9-pointer here. That'll be a Cinderella story in the making.
Russell White. Cloak. Counts on 50. Returns Taylor inside out. Here he is on cue. Yaron caught and didn't get the handball up according to the umpire.
Good chase and tackle from Josh Hunt. He knew Cloak was looking to give the hand pass inside to Yaron, and he was right on his hammer. Terrific chase, turned him in the tackle, ripped the left arm out.
And right there is the experience that he needs to just let him know that there's another couple of cogs up.
Well played, Jacobs against West. Went back with the flight and knocked it out. Russell tried to shrug Burns, who's got him by an arm. Ball.
It was a dreadful handball. It just had too much hang time. Can't have hang time anymore, Jason. The players are so fierce in their tackling that it's got to be flat and hard.
He's got the switch on if he's having a look. He's got Milburn out the side.
Shannon Burns toward McKenna. Forced to sit under it. Good fist from Bentley, although it found Chapman of all people. He sends it towards Ling, looks around, and he calls Steve Johnson in, candidly.
Hasn't he looked dangerous since coming on in the second half? Everything that's gone forward, he's looked to get on the end of. Set up one scoring opportunity. He was involved in another couple of passages of play. And already making his presence felt. Possession number 3 coming up. And a much-needed shot for goal for the Cats.
Well, he's arguably the fairy tale story of the last 2 years. Every game again last year, All-Australian for the second time in a row.
Got that.
And Steve Johnson is simply awesome in this form.
It's one thing to take key players and give them a rest, put them on the bench. Matty Scarlett not playing in the second half, but you don't lose too much when you can replace them with someone like Steve Johnson, just working hard. He's up and back. His fitness levels, as we've mentioned over the last couple of years, he's worked his butt off the ground. He has got himself super fit, and he's creating opportunities like that through hard running.
A big task for Chris Johnson against Steve Johnson.
Goes back to the turnover across half forward, though, for the Blues. They gave it up. They had plenty of time. And yet the handball with the weight going back, poking it up in the air, just gave them an opening.
So back to 23 points. Bentley's kick smothered. Steve Johnson couldn't collect. Russell.
Good kick.
Stevens with some space to move. He's got Bentley. Needs to hit him with the pass. Does so. Brown's inside 50, but it's over his head. Cloak. Brown lays a shepherd on one, but not on another. That is a sensational tackle. And holding the ball.
I think next time Cameron Clyde will go to the fat side, get away from the corridor, because that's where all the Cats are.
Yep.
So Laidler to Moles. Having his first run of the night. Hogan. Some of the inexperienced Cats now in the heat of the kitchen. Jacobs caught, run down from behind. No push in the back. Brown tried to sell the dummy. Harry Taylor attacked the bouncing ball again and did well. Kelly. Burns. Simpson in a one-on-one with Thornton. He's been winning that battle all night. Bauer. Stevens. There's some belief in this Blues outfit. Betts. Fist by Johnson. He's met high. Untidy and a free.
Well, they're working hard, the Blues, and they're just hanging on.
David Johnson to Burns. Chapman. Held up on the wing. Gary Ablett Jr. inside 50. Calls for it back. One-on-one. And got it.
He played on.
Ran into trouble. Gang tackle. Dead.
Didn't need to play on, Gary Ablett.
It's a great example of what you were saying before, though, Jason. He led forward, then he ducked back, and it was a brilliant kick and was on it.
Oh, didn't he turn into some traffic when he looked to get back under the right boot?
Aaron Joseph with that big task and ball out of play. 54 to 31. They're not necessarily in it, but they're not out of it either, the Blues.
No, not at all. He has been good, Joseph. He's only had the 3 touches, but it's not his job to get the ball. Ablett has had 14 possessions, kicked the first goal of the game, so it's been a very good fight back from the first minute or so.
It has come back. Trent West's free. And no play on advantage from umpire Sam Hay. South Australian young umpire as well. A few debutants and rookies out there, including amongst the umpiring fraternity for Sam Hay.
It does happen a lot when you have players that aren't ruckmen doing ruck work.
Not sure why that would be with so many Blues ruckmen on the field.
Burns, Hogan, Burns, caught. No poor opportunity. All up.
And what the Blues are having to fight against at the present